At 2019 number 3. So we have number 3, the continuous function f of x is from -6 to 5 for the values of x. Now, the figure above shows the portion of that graph, and then we realize that this is a circle over here, and center at 5, 3 right over here. This would be in the center, and then this would be a quarter circle, I guess. And we also know that when x equals 3, y value is 3 minus radical 5, right over here. Now, if -6 to 5 were to be 7, find the value of -6 to -2. So how would you be able to do this one? Okay, now then let's try to look at A first. One thing that which we realize is area from -6 to 5 of f of x dx is in fact equal to -6 to -2 f of x dx plus -2 to 5 f of x dx. So from here, one thing that which we get to realize is this is already known as 7. And this we can figure it out from the sketch. Hence, we should be able to figure out what this integral must be. Then let's try to look at the area here. We're looking at this area, and this area will be in fact equal to each other, but they cancel away each other because this one is positive, while this one is negative. Next, we get to also realize that this area, small area, is equal to this area, so they cancel away. So only area that which we have to think about is this area, and then this small portion. What is the area of this one? This is we can break this one into 2 different pieces. First, that's a square of area of 1, and this one is 1 by 2 divided by 2. So this one, in fact, the triangle that you see on top is also area of 1. How about the area here? I can imagine a square and subtracting the quarter circle. Square will be 1 to 3 units, so we get 3 squared. We get 9 minus quarter circle. 9 pi, because radius is 3, over 4 would have been the quarter circle. So this would have been the area that remains right over here, plus 2. So in other words, 11 minus 9 pi over 4. So if I were to rewrite this equation, then we get 7 from the given equals the integral that which we are looking at, -6 to -2 f of x dx plus 11 minus 9 pi over 4. Then what we can do is we can subtract 11 and then add 9 pi over 4, and we get to realize that, hey, -6 to -2 of f of x dx must be equal to 9 pi over 4, because we're adding this value, minus 4 becomes our final answer. Alrighty, let's go for number B. How would you be able to evaluate this one? This in fact is equal to 2 times 3 to 5 of f prime of x dx plus 3 to 5 of 4 dx. Now, then what I can do is I can, by the fundamental theorem of calculus, let me just go into the section a little bit. 2 times f of 5 minus f of 3, and then plus this becomes base becomes 2, and then the y value is 4, so 2 by 4, which is 8, 8 will be the area of the rectangle if you have to visualize this one. Now, what is f of 5? F of 5 is equal to 0. What is f of 3? Oh, we figured it out what this one was. So in fact, our answer now becomes 2 times negative of that, which is negative 3, plus radical 5, because negative of negative becomes positive, plus 8. Then what we end up getting is this one is negative 6 plus 8 becomes 2 plus 2 radical 5. So that becomes our final answer. Alrighty. Now let's look at part C. The way which you can see part C is find the absolute maximum. How do you find the absolute maximum? Starting from negative 2, we need to figure out endpoints and all the critical points. So right over here, when x equals negative 1, and then here, which is 0.5, and then we have to consider this one. So that's a g value, and then this is x, starting from negative 2, and then negative 1, 1/2, and then 5. Starting from negative 2, obviously the answer is equal to 0. When it was negative 1, what do I get? Base is 1, height is also what? 1, and then divide by 2. So 1 times 1 divided by 2 is what? 1/2. How about when I'm at 1/2? As we talked about it, these two areas cancels away. So here we have 1/2 times 1 divided by 2 becomes 1/4, but it's negative. And then last one, here actually we calculated this portion already earlier, which was 11 minus 9 pi over 4. So therefore, when we have absolute maximum, obviously it would have been this one. So choice C says, find the absolute maximum on that interval. Absolute maximum is 11 minus 9 pi over 4 becomes the absolute max. Now, let us look at number D. They want you to find the limit, and then you will realize that everything is continuous, so all we have to do is just plug it in and then see what we end up getting first. So when you plug in the 1 in place of x, we get 10 minus 3 times f prime of 1 over f of 1 minus arctan of 1. So what do we get? 10 minus 3 times. What is f prime of 1? Meaning slope at 1. You can stage over 1, 2 up. So slope here in this path it would have been equal to 2 over f of 1. The actual value is at 1. So we have 1 minus arctan of 1 is, in fact, what's the angle whose tangent ratio equals 1? It's going to be pi over 4. So our answer would be 4 over 1 minus pi over 4. That becomes our final answer. Alright, with that one, we are finished with number 3. I'll see you later.